Well, good morning everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a pretty chilly Tuesday morning. It's -1 degree in Canadian, which would make it 30 in American. And the reason I know that is because I just checked it. It is going to be one of those days where I'm going to drive pretty steadily and quietly because although it is now starting to rain, thank God, we've had the white fluffy stuff. I know. So, and it's -1, so I'm hoping that there won't be too much slipping and sliding. The roads are clear, which is awesome. I'm very, very pleased about that. Okay, so we get a belated weekend update. In fact, it's Tuesday. I had yesterday off. The reason was because New Year fell on a Friday, and I don't work on Fridays, so I'm entitled to take another day off, which I did yesterday, which was wonderful. And I had a very lazy day. I could think of 1,001 things that I ought to do and should do, and I didn't. I literally spent the day doing next to nothing. And I'm very serious about that. I mean, I played video games, I watched some Netflix. I really had an incredibly lazy day. And I'm trying not to beat up on myself on that one. And remind myself that I am entitled to that. But boy, I must admit it did feel incredibly lazy. Lazy would be the operative word for me. I first of all want to congratulate Candy Paw, wherever she is. I can't remember where she is, but she apparently gave birth to a baby girl in the last couple of days, so congratulations. And as I said in my note to you, you know, I pray for sleep. Because I know that the first few months are probably going to be pretty sleepless nights, so I felt the amount of sleep I've been getting to be quite greedy by comparison. But we wish you lots of joy with your bundle of joy, and the good news is she will only keep you up at night one way or another for the next 30 years or so. But it'll be a pleasure for you to watch that, I hope. We did a really unusual belated Christmas on the weekend. And as I think you guys know, that in our household we let everybody go and do their Christmas, and then when we all get back we do Christmas together. And it's a very, very laid back meal. And we all hit the dollar store and get creative. And that's how we do it. Actually, that's not 100% true. We all buy one little present. When I say a little present, sort of like not too expensive. And then we all like opening presents, so we hit the dollar store. Some people have got lots of things to open. It really works for us. I don't know why. The kid in us always enjoys it. And I'm just trying to think what sort of things we've done. I got given a new set of cooking tools, long-handled ones, so they go inside my Halogon. Really thoughtful. You know, tongs and a couple of spoons and stuff, so that was really thoughtful. I really appreciated that. And then we also I got, you know, candy, and that's all gone. Cookies, gone. And I wonder why I put on weight. But, you know, really fun stuff. And it's always so, you know, it's amazing how thoughtful you can be on a tight budget. if you want to. I was trying to think. I always enjoy buying for Yvonne because she is so easy to buy for. You know, I got her certain hair clips that she had talked about one day. And I found them. And then, you know, you can buy Yvonne any interesting paper clips and she'll, you know, have an erotic experience. I don't know why that is, but she does. She loves paper clips, nice ones. And then, so I got her some of those. Some really cute ones, actually. Even I thought, wow, those are pretty fancy. And then I found, well, you know, you can never go wrong with highlighters and colored pens type things with Yvonne. She loves those. So it's very easy. The list goes on, but the thing with Yvonne is that it's always her birthday as well as Christmas. So I'm trying to remember, what did I do? I bought her a new purse for her birthday. One that she can carry her new tablet in. And then, what did I get her for Christmas? Oh, she wanted a new mouse. So I got her a fancy mouse. She calls the Rolls Royce of mice. Anyway, and it's pretty. It's actually got a female look to it, which is unusual. They've always been so black and boring, and hers is cute. It's pink and flowery. And I thought that, no doubt about that, that it's hers. Now for the meal, we did an unusual meal as well. For the meal, I did spaghetti and meatballs. I know it's an unusual meal to do, but you know, we were all talking about it and we decided we hadn't had spaghetti and meatballs. We'd had every roast under the sun, but we hadn't had spaghetti and meatballs. So let me try and think what I did. I made the meatballs the week before and I froze them not individually, yeah. I put them flat in the freezer, and once they were frozen, then I put them in a Ziploc. And I did all the usual things that people do with meatballs, and if you don't know, that's what Google's for. But here's what I did. And again, remember, I'm cooking in a halogen for these. And yes, I know that I should have filmed it, and I thought I had, but I can't find the footage. If I find the footage, I'll still put it together, but at the moment I haven't been able to find the footage, which surprises me because it was 2 or 3 different little videos, you know, one when I was coding them and one when I was cooking them. So, and then I know there was a picture of the finished product. Anyway, so here's what I did, for those of you who can't wait that long. I actually put cooked bacon, panko, I think it's called panko breadcrumbs, and Parmesan cheese into the blender and blended it all together so it all was really very fine. Literally. The bird sanctuary's all frozen over. They'll be playing hockey on there any minute. Nah, it's raining. Anyway, so then I was able to make spaghetti and meatballs very quickly because when I wanted them, all I had to do was literally take out, sorry, I've got somebody riding my bumper here. Yeah. So what I did is I took them out of the freezer, rolled them in egg, and then rolled them in this mixture of breadcrumbs, bacon, and cheese. And I know a lot of you are already going, yum! And then I air fried the whole lot in the halogen. Now, while I was busy playing with the meatballs, I took out my slow cooker, and in my slow cooker, I had done this, I think, a couple of hours before, about 4 hours before. In my slow cooker, I put a layer of mushroom soup, and then I partially cooked what I call the big vegetables, the onions, leeks, and carrots. And I mixed those all in with it wasn't onion soup, it was mushroom soup. And then over the top of all of that, I put a layer of portobello mushrooms. And then I cooked all the softer vegetables together, the peppers, celery, green onion, something else I can't remember. Anyway, I cooked all those together and then put it over the mushroom mixture with a bottle of 4-cheese pasta sauce. By the way, I preheated up my cooker so that it would already be warm. And then I left that quietly bubbling away, slow cooking as they call it, for about 4 hours. I did it on high until it was starting to bubble, and then I put it on low and let it continue to simmer. And then in the last half hour I cooked the spaghetti, probably the last 15 minutes or so. Actually, no, about the last half hour. I cooked the spaghetti and then I had it in a double boiler so that it stayed steamed. I just need to tell you, it was very, very tasty. And the surprising bit to me, actually, I think I put a few chili flakes into that pasta sauce mix. Not very much, just a tiny bit, just to give it a little oomph. Anyway, it really was very, very, very tasty, and I definitely would do it again. It was remarkably little work, other than opening a can of mushroom soup. And by the way, I put the whole can in, plus about half a can of water, and then mix that all up together before I put it in the slow cooker. And it fed 4 of us very adequately. Well, adequately. Everybody said it was very filling, which was a good thing. And also surprising. Now, we had more than our fair share of white fluffy stuff this weekend. Luckily, God has seen fit to let it rain again so that we don't have it too visible on the ground. There are a couple of places where it's visible, and I'm pretty sure where I'm going it's visible, and there are a couple of cars driving around with, grey hair in the form of snow. But other than that, we're doing pretty well. I understand that it's winter, and I understand we're getting that much closer to spring, and I will check how many more days we have. I think we're in the 70s now. It's definitely getting very exciting. I think we must be about 77 or 76, somewhere in there, but it's very exciting. My snowdrops are actually coming through the ground, if you noticed that yesterday, which pleased me no end. Now, what I didn't understand was the number of my viewers who didn't know what snowdrops were. Now, I know I've got a lot of British viewers as well, and they know, and most Canadians, I'm pretty sure, they know. But I can only presume that in the warmer climates, you probably never heard of snowdrops if you've never really lived in a cold climate. So let me try and describe what a snowdrop is. It's a bit like lily of the valley to look at, except it isn't. So it's a little white flower, and it comes before crocuses. That's the easiest way to describe it, I think. And to me, it is the sort of forerunner of spring, because if the snowdrops are out, then it's sort of a natural progression. We're going to get quite a bit more winter. But after snowdrops, really come daffodils. No, after snowdrops come the cherry tree blooms outside my front door. I think they come before the daffodils. I could be wrong. Very exciting. So my word of the day today is growth. And the reason I want to have the word growth as the word of the day is something else happened this weekend. One of the viewers got really upset because they couldn't get past the captcha question to get into the broadcast. Now that would be due to the fact that they suffer from an illness that made that difficult to get past. And I had never thought about that. And so they weren't able to get into the one broadcast. And unfortunately, due to reasons I don't need to know about, they're not allowed into the other broadcast system. They're banned from that. So that was a very difficult situation, and this person just lost it, quite honestly, and ranted, blaming me for excluding them intentionally, which of course I had not done. So again, it's a case of this happens in life. People will accuse you of things you haven't done. So I clearly stated the truth. The truth was that we put the capture on to stop the robo stuff happening that had been happening to us. Plus, you know, obviously I was not responsible for the fact that this viewer couldn't get into the other broadcast. And then I let it go. Oh, by the way, there was a guilt trip attached to that, and because of this I'm going to go back to drinking. Now that's a difficult one, because that's a manipulation. It infers that I created the reason why this person went to get drunk. Anyway, I ignored that because I know if you choose to get drunk, that is your choice. It's got nothing to do with me whatsoever. But the transference of the guilt is, you know, it sure is easier to do than say, and I'm totally out of control, so now I'm going to get drunk. However, the whole reason I want to talk about growth is because it's now 48 hours later, and to my surprise this morning, in one of my inboxes, I found an apology from this viewer. And that surprised me. And what I would like to say is that I wrote back and said that showed great character. Apologizing for bad behavior is extremely difficult. It's much easier to justify the bad behavior. well, the reason I did this is because of this, this, this. But as I say so often, we are each individually responsible for our own behavior. Nobody else is responsible for it. We are responsible for our behavior. And so the incredible thing was that I got the apology. So I immediately wrote back and acknowledged the character that it took to actually apologize. And hope that that person has grown a bit through this. Because I think when they got sober, they realized they'd just cut off their nose to spite their face. Now that's a British expression. And basically what that means is that, you know, you shut down the one group of people who might have given you support and had been giving you support. So, in whatever way we have. So it is a growth thing, and I just want to acknowledge that and give kudos for that. Now, I could only apologize for myself. I think the suggestion was that I sort of clear the way. Maybe it wasn't a suggestion, but what I explained was I could not accept the apology on behalf of my other viewers. They would have to individually make that. Now, the reason I talked about that is because we had another viewer that summarily and without warning cut off a whole lot of viewers from Facebook and stuff like that. And because it was done without any warning and without any explanation, I now have the explanation and I gave it to my viewers, but at the time it was done without any explanation. It was really quite upsetting for a lot of the viewers. They felt very hurt by that, because for quite a while they were very concerned what had happened. Why had this person suddenly pulled the plug on their social media and also on them? So they somehow or other, they didn't mind that they had pulled the plug on social media, but they did seem to be pretty upset that they had pulled the plug on them, and that's how it felt. Pretty upset. And again, I had a discussion about this on the broadcast and explained what had happened. And I was quite surprised how many of the viewers said, well, I feel very hurt still about this, and if that person resurfaces, I hope they're not going to want me as a friend. And that surprised me. So I guess the message in in here about growth is know that even though you can apologize, apologizing doesn't wipe away the behavior. The growth lesson in this is you will have to earn people's trust back if you have hurt them. Because for quite a while, that trust will be broken. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is reality and it's truth. And it may not seem like it's fair, but it is to the people that have been hurt. And if you can understand that, then you have grown. This is DearMamaSal saying have a wonderful week. Bye-bye for now.